Okay, another episode of He Said, She Said Trainer Fitness Chats. We're changing it up. I'm wearing brown pants, everybody.
And I'm still in all black, as always.
Some things always stay the same. Okay, so what are we talking about, Harry? Because I feel like this topic is, you know what, I should even move a bit and like, you should be the one talking.
That's fine.
This is about you.
This is a tough subject because we're talking today about our biggest fitness failures.
Yeah.
And in my life, I've had two, where I've had, in my early 20s, I had a really bad back injury where I was sort of stuck in bed and eating lots of candy and feeling really sorry for myself. Of course, I put on a bunch of weight and my self-esteem plummeted. And so this is my big tip about a failure, is I was really, really lucky that I had a really good friend who called me on the phone after about 6 months of being, I was sort of on the mend a little bit, and he was the one who called me and got me to go back into the gym and gave me that confidence. And what I'm sort of getting at is support. We all sometimes need other people or other things, not necessarily people, to give us that extra boost, to give us that extra support, to give us the confidence to get back in there and get back on the horse. And I think that's really important, is having a nice support structure when you do come on hard times, because it's going to happen every so often.
And I would just add that I think that failure is such an opportunity for growth. And I've known Harry for almost 20 years. And listen, you've always been a really good friend. But there's been a couple moments in life where I feel like you have matured, from 0 to 100, like so much, and that I became closer to you and could appreciate you so much more. One of them was when you met your wife, Jessica. She is amazing, everybody. Like, just honestly, I feel like she brings out the best in you.
Definitely.
But honestly, after your back injury, you really grow as a trainer and as a person, because it was like you could understand what everybody else was going through.
And empathy.
When you talk about your clients now, you have this compassion, and you also understand the amount of internal work that it takes to be healthy. And I think that when you've been somebody, I've known you, as I said, for like 20 years, and until the back thing, you never really had to work like super hard to be fit. It sort of came to you fairly naturally.
I was an athlete when I was young, so it was easier for sure to get into that.
After the back thing, you just appreciated it. You appreciated your health in a different way,
Definitely.
And you appreciated the hard work that went into it.
You become grateful.
Yeah,
That's really
exactly.
what it comes down to.
You became really grateful. Yeah.
So.
So, and I look at my failure, and I want to put failure in quotes, because I really think that failure, I look at failure in this sort of Brené Brown-esque way of being in the arena with a bunch of people you really respect. And failure is, not a bad thing. You fall down, you get back up, you get muddy. As long as you're in the arena with other people that you sort of care about and are fighting the good fight with you, it's a really great opportunity to grow. And with fitness, I've had so many little bumps along the way, but my biggest thing was actually just starting. I was a really unhealthy and really unhappy kid, really chubby, really overweight, and so many moments where I was body shamed, and it was super hard for me to work out. And the growth that it took for me to go from not even really wanting to even leave my house to slowly going to the gym and getting on the treadmill and walking and building the confidence. But it's given me this insight. So when I work with people and they talk about how hard it is, I'm not like, oh, you're being lazy. I'm like, no, I get it. It is really hard. Now the rewards are amazing.
It's true.
But it's a hard path, and it's not this linear path. And I think that that's the biggest misconception that people have with fitness is like, you wake up one morning and you're like, okay, I'm going to be fit, and I go, and it's like you slowly progress, right? But it's no, you hopefully trend positive and you have more healthy habits this month than you did last month, but it's a growth process.
Ups and downs.
You fall down, you get back up again. I've had so many small moments of like, oh, I buy my box of Fudgicles, oh, I will totally not eat them. And then I get them home and I eat all 10 of them, and I'm like, okay, wait a second, what? And then it's like, okay, wait a second, I have to grow from that. I have to learn from that. And I don't do that anymore.
Sure.
Now my box of Fudgicles is at my mom's house, and if I want one, I go there and I see her and I have a moderate amount. But those are small things on the road. But when I started, I would lie to get out of gym class. I would do anything. I would cry. I would remember walking home from school, and I would time my walk so I could stop and get candy and eat them, so then I could have time to brush my teeth before I got home, because my mom would never allow me to have candy, right? So like I hated myself. I hated my body, and it took me so long to work out because I love myself, not because I hate myself, and
Yeah.
to eat well because I love myself, not because I hate
Sure.
myself. So
It's worth it.
exactly,
You
it's
can
worth it. It's the
find
biggest struggle, and it's
the
a
reason.
daily struggle,
Yeah.
and it's a daily practice. It's not a thing that just happens. Every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, how am I going to make the best choices for this day? And most days I make good choices, and on the days that I don't, I say, how do I learn from that?
Sure.
You know? But honestly, failure is an opportunity for growth. But I will say, and this is a really key point, I think, that don't conflate sort of not trying or laziness with failure. Right? I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, I tried, I didn't succeed. It's like, no, if you tried and you fell down and you got muddy in that arena of life, that's a good thing. You can learn
succeeded.
from that.
That's a
Because you
success-
succeeded,
that's
you
a
got
success.
out, you fought.
You fought. Yeah.
But if you just sort of said, you know what, I'm going to have 14 cookies today because, oh, well, Kathleen said I'm allowed to fail. That's not the same thing, right? And I
You gotta
do
at
think
least be in for the battle.
exactly. You got to be in the arena. I think that's the Churchill's originally. It's a Churchill quote, you know, that arena of life. It's a great quote, and Brené Brown uses it in her book Daring Greatly. Anyway, so all of you out there, dare greatly, fall really hard, you know, but fall get back up, learn, and as you said, like get some good support.
Yeah.
You know.
Support structure.